Hello, everyone out there in Rumble, X, and YouTube land. Welcome back to Diego Knows. I, of course, am Diego. And today we're going to talk some more about this abortion of a streaming show called And Just Like Crap. And I think I am qualified to talk about it, despite the fact that I'm a straight guy. Yeah, I know, somebody called Ripley, right? Despite the fact that I'm a straight guy. Okay, I've actually watched every single episode of Sex and the City. I watched it back in the day because I'm that old. Okay, and in the past couple of years, I reviewed every single episode of Sex and the City. And the reason I did that was because of this piece of crap streaming show. If you remember, the show came out, what is it, 2021, 2022, something like that? And Just Like Crap came out. And I decided to review the show because I was a fan of the original Sex and the City. And then I watched the show and I saw what an abortion it was. Okay, what a train wreck it was. And so that inspired me to go and review every single episode of Sex and the City. Okay, I watched all those episodes, all 97 episodes, all over again. And I reviewed all of them. Okay, so I think I know my stuff. All right. Okay, so I'll match wits with you. Okay, if you're a big fan of the show. Okay, I think I know my stuff. All right. So why did I watch Sex and the City? Okay, is it because I'm a closeted homosexual? No, it's not. Okay, the reason I watched Sex and the City is because I was younger back then, and I went to school and I worked, and I worked with a lot of women, and I went to school with a lot of women, and all of them, pretty much all the pretty ones at least, were talking about Sex and the City. That was like their show. Now me, I was in The Sopranos. That was my show. I love Sopranos. Sopranos was great. I had HBO, so I watched Sopranos all the time. I knew Sex and the City was on there. I'd seen the commercials, but I didn't really. It didn't interest me, okay? I couldn't care less about it, okay? But for some dumb reason, okay, women just were talking about this show over and over again, okay? And I asked my guy friends about it, and they told me, oh, yeah, my girlfriend had it on the other day. I watched some of it, but it was stupid or something like that. So, like, it didn't spark my interest, okay? But these women were just talking about it all the time. They were talking about, like, Samantha and Steve and all that. Who the hell are these people? I don't know. But, you know, maybe there's something to it, okay? I mean, I have HBO. Okay, so I can watch the show if I want to. So I said, fine, I'll watch it. I think I started watching it like in the second season or something. And I got hooked. I did. I got hooked. I thought it was funny. It was not realistic at all. It was total bullshit, to be honest with you. Okay, but I thought that maybe there would be some things in there I would learn about women that I didn't already know. You got to remember, I was like in my early 20s. Okay, maybe there's things about women that I could learn from this show that a real life woman isn't going to tell me. Okay, so I watched the show and I didn't really get anything out of that, just the usual shit that I already knew. Okay, but what really was interesting is that I like the whole idea of the four women. Okay, who were basically they're all four versions of Candace Bushell's personality. Okay, they're all Candace Bushell. Okay, she just chopped up her different aspects of her personality and gave them character names. Okay, that's basically what the show is. Obviously, Carrie is Candace Bushell. Okay, most of the time, neurotic writer, always coming up with puns and quips and stuff like that. You know, always having anxiety attacks over her dating relationships. Okay, and her fashion and shit like that. The stupid shit that you women love. Okay, then you got Samantha, who's obviously the fucking whore. Okay, that's the feminist libtard thing, like sex positive bullshit. Okay, because the more sex Samantha has with random guys, the more valuable she becomes. Bullshit. Like I said, this show was not realistic at all. Maybe some of you idiot women out there believe that, because I know most of you all are emotional, not logical. And maybe you believe that. I'm sure a lot of you have. A lot of you young women. I never cared about the middle-aged women that watched the Sex and the City. I didn't really give a shit what they thought, because I think most of them know better. Okay? What I was concerned with was all the fucking 12 and 13-year-old girls who were watching Sex and the City back in the day and thinking this was real and trying to pattern themselves after these women. Okay, yeah, it's good to fucking hate men like Miranda, okay? It's good to fuck all the guys like Samantha, you know? And these 13, 14-year-old girls watch Sex and the City and they think it's fucking real. They think that's what's going to happen to them if they act that way, okay? And then all of a sudden real life fucking hits them with a goddamn sledgehammer, and then they realize, oh my God, what the fuck did I do? I'm a single mom. Oh my God, I got fucking herpes. I fucking, you know? I can't find a good guy. Oh no shit, you can't find a good guy. You're not a good woman. Because you fucking watched this shit. You did all the shit that you saw on the show. You honestly thought the men on that show were realistic? You thought they were really going to act that way? Are you out of your fucking mind? Do you really think that a fucking a millionaire hotel executive is gonna fall in love with a worn out over the hill fucking slut like Samantha? Are you fucking kidding me? You think he's gonna lose any sleep over her? Really? You really believe that? Do you think some fucking some high value, handsome fucking professional furniture maker, okay, is gonna take back who's honest and faithful and loving and caring and considerate, is honestly gonna take back his fucking piece of shit slut of a girlfriend that fucking that fucked him over twice, and he takes her back twice? Are you out of your fucking mind? Now, I'm not saying there aren't guys that would do that. Of course there are. I know plenty that do, okay? But they're not like Aiden, okay? These are guys that are desperate, okay? Even though Aiden acts like he's desperate, he's not desperate, okay? There's plenty of women that want to be with Aiden, okay? It pisses me off that nobody on this show understands the type of guy that Aiden is, okay? And what he brings to the table. I'm not sticking up for him. Honestly, I think he's a fucking loser myself. All right, but he's a good guy. He's a good guy. Okay, in this world of these type of women, you can't be the good guy and survive. Okay, not with these women. No, you got to be the guy that knows his own worth. Okay, not the simp boy that's fucking the limp dick beta male soy boy. Okay, that fucking Sex and City kept giving us, and that every single man on fucking And Just Like Crap is. Okay, I do understand there are men like that out there. I know plenty of them. Unfortunately, and there's a lot more now because this whole fucking thing with the single mom, and then boys being raised by fucking different dad. They see dad every other weekend or some shit. Mom's uncles and shit are coming in and out of the house. Mom's getting her back blown out upstairs while her fucking kids are playing video games. They're listening to this, okay. Okay, and they're here they are, their mom is telling them to be a gentleman, open the car door, fucking, pay for the date, ask the girl out, bring her flowers, okay? Meanwhile, she's over here fucking 7 different guys, fucking 5 nights a week. You see the contradiction here? Okay, what kind of messages these boys are getting? Okay, you see what I mean? That's what I'm talking about, okay? Okay, and I'm not blaming Sex in the City for causing this, okay? But what I am saying is they are exploiting it. They took something that society frowned upon for good reason, and they said, no, don't frown upon it, okay? Embrace it. Enjoy it. Let's put it out there for everybody to experience. Okay? That's what they did. And women and girls that were being raised by their single moms, okay? They got no father figure telling them don't do that shit. There's no father figure in the house. Okay, tell them, hey, don't wear a skirt that short. You can't go wear that to school. Are you crazy? There's no guy like that around, okay? Or if there is a guy like that around, it's not her real dad, so she don't respect him. You see what I mean? There's no father figure, okay? Men have been fucking emasculated in media. They've been fucking made to look like crap. They're all either cowards, they're all either evil, okay, or they're all stupid, okay? And that's every TV show, every fucking movie does that, okay? Especially today. It only got worse in 2025, okay? Sex and City was full of guys like that. Most of the guys, in fact, were like that. Okay, they were stupid, they were evil, or they were cowards, or a combination of those three, or 2 of those 3. Okay, that's what Sex and City was. There were exceptions, of course there were. Okay, but for the most part, that's what all the men were back then. And today, in 2025, it's even worse. It's even worse. Okay, despite the fact that we just had an election and that things are starting to change. Okay, it's going to be years before we start seeing those changes implemented. Okay, in our culture. Okay, everything that we're watching right now on TV, on streaming, okay, in the movie theaters, okay, music-wise, everything that's coming out right now is stuff that got started 2 or 3 years ago, okay, which means it's going to take 2 or 3 years before the new stuff starts coming out. So we still got more of this shit in our future, okay? It's not going anywhere. The money's already been spent. The footage has already been filmed. The contracts have already been signed, okay? The stuff's going to get released. Despite the fact that America said in a big loud voice, we don't want any more of this shit. Okay, despite that, it's still coming out. There's nothing you can do about it. They can't stop it now. The train's going too fast. They can't put on the brakes that fast. Okay, it's going to be a few years before the train fucking stops. Okay, so we're going to get more of this crap, this And Just Like Crap. I can tell you right now, And Just Like Crap, this was written when Biden got elected. Okay? That's when this came out. Oh my God, we won. We're better than Trump. We defeated him. We're right. Pedro Pascal. And all that shit. Okay, that's when this was written. Okay, and it was written in New York, filmed in LA probably. Okay, or maybe it was written in LA and filmed in New York, whatever. Okay, but it's all blue cities. It's all libtard politics. It's all DNC shit, far leftist crap. That's all it is. That's all it ever was. That's all this show was ever meant to be. Okay? Now, obviously, Sex and the City was already leaned left when it came out. Okay? Just like pretty much every TV show does and every movie does. They always lean left. Okay? But they never fucking hit you with a sledgehammer with it like they have in the past 10 years. Okay? Especially in the past 5 years. Okay? Because they had somebody to defeat. So they had to hit you in the face with it over and over again. All right? Well, that's the kind of stuff that's in this show. Okay, and everybody called it out when the first season came out. Okay, if you look at the writers of the show, I don't remember their name. I'm not gonna look it up. Okay, it's still Michael Patrick Queen is still into the showrunner. He took over the show in the second season of Sex and the City. Before that, Darren Star created the show. He handled the first season. He's the one that hired what's her name, Kim Cattrall, and all that kind of stuff. But then when the second season happened, that's when Sarah Jessica Parker became an executive producer on the show, so she had more authority on the show. Michael Patrick Queen is basically her fucking lapdog. Okay, does whatever she wants. Okay, and of course she hated Kim Cattrall because Kim Cattrall was the more popular girl on the show. Okay, so of course there was the egos were clashing there and stuff, and that's why Samantha got treated like shit, not written like shit. Okay, because she was written pretty damn well. Kim Cattrall did an incredible job playing this disgusting piece of shit woman who wasn't very attractive. Never was. Sorry, ladies, I hate to burst your bubble. Okay, but Samantha, none of these women were super fucking. None of these women were a 10. Okay, even back then, even back when the show came out, okay, in the late 90s, okay, none of them were ever a 10, okay? The best one on that show, I think, would be Charlotte, and I would have given her like a 6 or a 7, okay? And Carrie, I would have given her like a 5 or a 6, depending on what she was wearing, okay? Most of the time, Carrie was a fucking 3 because of the fucking stupid-ass outfit she had on that nobody told her, well, don't fucking go out of your apartment wearing that. Nobody on the show told her that. So she walks around looking like a goddamn Bozo the Clown. Okay, and she still does, by the way. Only now she's older and uglier. Okay, so you can imagine. Okay, she's not even a 3 anymore. Now she's a fucking solid 2. Okay, so so when the show was created, that's what they were trying to do here. Okay, you've got the conflict between Sarah Jessica Parker and Kim Cattrall. Blah blah blah. The egos. Okay, obviously Kim Cattrall Samantha was a standout character on the show. Women loved her. That she had a fan following because she promoted sex positivity. You can be a slut. It's okay because later on, okay, a high value man will want you. Okay, and a high value man will marry you. Okay. Okay, and you're out of your fucking mind. Okay, that's not gonna fucking happen. Okay, there are guys that will marry a high value slut. That will marry a slut. Absolutely, there are. Okay, we all know. Okay, fucking Mia Khalifa has been married and divorced. Okay, there's plenty of porn stars that have been married and divorced. Okay, I'm not saying it's impossible. What I am saying, okay, and you ladies know this. Okay, is there's guys out there, and then there's the guys you want. Okay, what I'm telling you is the men that you want, the high value guys that you really want, okay, are not going to be with a low value woman. Okay, and when I mean low value, it's not necessarily what you look like. Okay, if there's a woman here who's a 9, and right over here there's a woman here who's an 8 or a 7, the woman that's a 9, okay, she's been working for fucking, she's been doing porn for the past like 5 years. Okay, she's fucked like 1,200 guys on camera. The woman here that's a 7, she's been with like fucking 3 guys in her life. Okay. And she's crazy about me. Which one do you think I'm going to get with? I might fuck the 9 just so that I can do it. Okay, but I'm going to marry the 7. Despite the fact she's not quite as good looking as the 9. You see what I mean? Because I know, we've got this culture, alpha males, they want to walk around with their fucking trophy girlfriends or their trophy wives, okay? Like, who's that guy right now? I forgot. He's like the football owner or whatever. He's like, 73, and his girlfriend, Jordan Hudson is her name, and she's like 24 or something, okay? He's got the trophy girlfriend, okay? None of that shit fucking matters to a real man. The reason we say that is because what's the point of having a super hot young girlfriend if she's over here fucking all these other guys behind your back? You see what I mean? It defeats the purpose of having the trophy wife. If she's over here fucking all these other guys, okay, what's the point of showing her off at a party to your guy friends when she's already fucked 2 of those guy friends behind your back that you don't even know about? You see what I mean? it defeats the whole purpose of having a trophy wife. The whole idea of having a trophy wife or a trophy girlfriend is that this one's mine. This one is mine, and I'm the only guy she's with. You see what I mean? You can't really do that, okay, when she's already fucked half the people, okay, at your fucking party. You see, that's what I'm talking about, okay? That's the kind of woman Samantha is. Okay, no guy wants to do that. No guy wants to go into a club or into a party or something with your girl that you're showing off, okay, to find out that she's already been with several other guys that are at this party. You see what I mean? And this is the kind of shit that happens all the time. I remember one time I was dating a girl and she worked at a bar, okay, and I went to go visit her at the bar, okay, I met some of her employees, some of the people that worked with her, okay, and then while we were on our date, she happened to mention, well, remember that guy you met that was working there? I was like, yeah. I was like, well, we used to date. I'm like, oh my God. So you fuck people you work with, okay? I'm like, really? So what's gonna happen the next time I walk into this guy? What if I see him on the street or something, huh? You know, because obviously he's not gonna tell me that he fucked you, okay? But you just told me you fucked him, all right? So what's gonna happen when you invite me over to your job again, or I come over to see you, and that guy's working there? No, sorry, she's not here right now, blah, blah, blah. Or she's in the back, I'll go get her for you. You know, you see the awkwardness of that? Now, for women, you all think it's cool, okay? You women are not like men at all. We're more territorial, okay? You women will fucking share a guy if he's high value, okay? The way you women are, is like if the guy is fucking such a stud, okay, you know, and if you walk into a party and with a guy and there's fucking 3 women in there that he's already fucked, okay, you're the one that's gonna be holding on to him more. You're gonna grab him tighter, and you're gonna be looking at those women going like, this one's mine. He's mine now. Okay, I won. Okay, I won. Okay, see the ring that he put on my finger? Okay, see that? Okay, he did that for me, not for you. He did that for me. That's the way a woman is. Men, no. What, you fuck that guy and oh God, get the fuck away from me. I don't want to fucking see you anymore. I ain't seeing you anymore, you fucking whore. That's the way a guy is. Same situation. That's the difference between men and women. Right there. Okay? But what the show, what Sex and the City and what this show is trying to tell you is that men are not like them. Men are like the woman example I just gave you. That's the way men are. And we're not. We're not. Just because the show's written by a fucking gay guy and a bunch of man-hating lesbians does not mean that this is the way straight guys act. It's not. I'm telling you the truth. This is the way straight guys act, all right? Okay, so deal with it. All right, let's get back to the show. Damn, I'm getting worked up. Just like crap. Season 3, episode 1, Outlook Good. That's the name of the episode, Outlook Good. Okay, so where we left off last time, Lisa Todd Wexley, okay, the black girl, played by Nicole something, I don't know, I don't remember. Okay, anyway, she's a bitch. I used to like her, but her character is just a bitch. She's a bitch to her husband. She's a bitch to her kids. She's just a fucking cunt, okay? Just like all the other women on this show. Just like Charlotte. Basically, she's a black version of Charlotte. She treats her bald-headed, beta male, limp dick, soy boy husband who pays for everything in that household like shit. Okay, disrespects him, bosses him around, okay, just like Charlotte does. She's a black version of Charlotte. She served no purpose on this show other than diversity. But it's just when the hell has Sex and the City ever had a high fucking, a black woman fucking viewership? Okay, when did that ever happen? I know they put Jennifer Hudson in one of the movies to try to get black women to watch it and it didn't work, okay? Sex and the City has always had the demographic, okay, of the college-educated white woman, okay? That has always been the Sex and the City's bread and butter. The college-educated white woman, okay? Specifically the ones that live in blue cities like Chicago, LA, and New York, okay? They're the ones that get the show. They're the ones that love the show. They're the ones that identify with the show, okay? It has never been fucking the hood, okay? Or the Latinos, okay? They've never been the core demographic. They're not the ones that built that show. They're definitely not the ones that kept that show on the air. Okay, it was always been, okay, you could say the overeducated white liberal women are the ones that have kept Sex and City and this piece of shit show in business. Okay, but you're trying to appeal to a different demographic. And what the fuck are you gonna do? Are you gonna have fucking are you gonna have the girls hanging out now at a goddamn fucking Drake concert or some shit now? Okay, I mean, what the fuck? How are you gonna get, you know, how the fuck are you gonna get them? You know, Lamar Hendricks, are they going to show up there now? Is that how you're going to get black women to watch this show? I mean, what the fuck? Dude, this is ridiculous. Okay, this woman shows no purpose on the show at all. At all. All right? Anyway, So apparently, Lisa, her producers, okay, for PBS, the producer for PBS want her to get Michelle Obama for her documentary. Obviously, she can't do that. She doesn't know anybody in Washington. She doesn't have those kind of contacts. She was just making a documentary because every episode of this show is going to be Black History Month about women, unsung women, unseen women, okay, in history that have done incredible things that were black, okay. That kind of thing. Okay. And obviously, Michelle Obama is very famous, most famous black woman in the country, maybe even the world. Okay. Despite the fact that she screams racism all the time. Okay. She's the most celebrated black woman in history. Okay. She apparently is, obviously going to make a cameo now because they're talking about her. So obviously, she's going to show up. All right. So that's her problem, okay? Now, the next scene here we have is Carrie has a problem with her automated security alarm. It keeps going off. The alarm keeps going off saying that the kitchen door is open. Now, because of where Carrie's always in her bedroom when the alarm goes off, like she's in bed or something, or she's checking out her clothes, okay, she has no fucking furniture, no closet, no nothing, okay? Because she never actually bothered to buy furniture for her house, her big, huge fucking mansion that she lives in now by herself with her fucking cat. So whenever the alarm goes off, it takes her 20 minutes to run from the bedroom down into the kitchen to turn off the alarm and call the security company and tell them not to call the cops, okay? That kind of thing. So it keeps malfunctioning, okay? And somehow she's going to find a way to blame Aiden for this, okay? So that's going on. It goes off in the kitchen door being open. It takes her 20 minutes to get down there. This is the third time it's happened, so it's going to happen some more, okay? And she slips and hits her head, okay, on the floor, and then she calls Miranda. Oh, I'm falling, I can't get up. Okay, yes, that happens. So, of course, the next scene, Miranda changes the subject, okay, to tell Carrie about her problems right now. Now, butt ugly Miranda, okay, who's a lesbian, okay, they did an episode in the first season to see if Miranda really was a lesbian, and she determined that she was not. Okay, but I guess they decide to retcon all that now. So it turns out Miranda was a lesbian the whole time, or she just fucking hates men. Anyway, it's the same fucking thing. So she's there, okay, and she changes the subject and decides to talk about her problems. Okay, now Miranda's problem is that she fucked a butt ugly Rosie O'Donnell, okay, earlier, okay, the night before or something. They met at a butt ugly lesbian bar, okay, where all the women there were butt ugly. Okay, I'm talking disgusting. Okay, I'm talking like the best looking girl there was probably a solid 3. Okay, you all know the lesbian bars we're talking about. Don't believe the fucking lipstick lesbian shit. That's just for porn. Okay, in real life, okay, those butches are fucking nasty. Okay, they're fucking nasty as shit. Disgusting. Okay, and luckily for us, since every episode of this show is fucking LGBTQ month, Pride Month, okay, that we have to watch them having sex. We have to watch ugly cellulite fucking pale white skinned dog ugly fucking face Miranda fucking having sex with a fucking pig. Okay, a pig that used to have a talk show in the 90s. It's fucking disgusting as hell. All right, they had to fucking boat her in from fucking Ireland just to do this show. Okay, anyway. So Miranda, she changes the subject, okay, to her having sex with a nun. Apparently, butt ugly Rosie O'Donnell is a nun, okay, and she's here on some sort of a conference, some libtard conference, whatever, something about the unhoused, okay, which is another way of saying fucking homeless, but you can't say that because that's insensitive for the fucking libtards that created the show. All right. So that's going on, okay? And of course, we get the usual puns that Carrie always makes in these episodes, and Miranda says, "Can I ghost a nun?" With her cell phone, "Can I ghost a nun?" And Carrie says, "Well, it'll be a Holy Ghost." And then she says, "Oh my, can you believe that you deflowered her name is Mary. The nun's name is Mary. Rosie's character's name is Mary. You deflowered the Virgin Mary. She was a virgin, okay, apparently." Butt ugly Rosie O'Donnell, okay, decided to fucking to bust her cherry with fucking Miranda, for Christ's sake. Oh god, I can't even, man. All right, I'm gonna get very candid here, okay? I suffer from impotence. All right? ED. I've been diagnosed. There's not enough Viagra in the world. All right? It doesn't work anymore. The reason I'm telling you is because I watched this fucking episode. Okay, so Carrie says that she deflowered the Virgin Mary. Get it? And that it was a one-night stand that she had. That's all Miranda sees it as, a one-night. Wait, really? They're not going to fall in love and right off into the sunset together? No, really? I hope they do, you know, or maybe they should just ride off a cliff together. That would be even better. Okay. So that's all we're going to say about that. Next scene, of course, Lisa. Lisa's now complaining in her kitchen. Okay, just the way Charlotte was complaining earlier in this episode. She's yelling at her husband and at her kids. Okay, well, guess what Lisa's doing? Like I said, she's a black version of Charlotte. Okay, there she is in her super multi-million-dollar apartment, just like, you know, Charlotte and Harry have. That Harry paid for, by the way. Oh, no. That's right, I forgot. Charlotte won it in the divorce. Okay, Charlotte's divorce, by the way, on Sex and the City, okay, to her first husband was basically like her being on The Price is Right. She just won everything, you know? You know, and that's basically what, so yeah, I forgot. Her ex-husband paid for that apartment and gave it to her. Okay, well, Lisa's husband, Herbert, okay, I guess he's an accountant, and he's running for city comptroller. Because Lisa pushed him into doing it, okay? He, of course, is a soy boy, cuck, beta male, no authority in his house, okay? He's very insecure, okay? Whereas Lisa's very narcissistic and full of herself. Her husband, Herbert, is always doubting his self-confidence. He puts on this puff act like he's a hot guy, like he's a cool guy, but he feels like shit about himself. He has no self-esteem. He needs his wife to constantly give him emotional support, okay? You know, that kind of thing. He's always berating himself, okay? He's always self-depreciating himself. He tries to act cool, but he just comes across looking like a dumbass, okay? Like one of those dad joke memes you see all the time. You know, you got the dad with the beer belly, you know, cooking, fucking flipping burgers on the fucking, on the grill outside on Memorial Day, you know, and he's dancing to Michael Jackson or something, and the wife and the kids are looking at him, oh my God, it's so funny. Whereas straight guys like me are looking at him like, why are you looking like a fucking dumbass for? Why are you acting like you can dance? Okay, why are you acting like you're some fucking young stud with a six-pack? Okay, you're not. You just look like a fucking idiot. Okay, that's the men that are on this show. That's what Harry is, and that is what Herbert is, okay? And both their names begin with an H. Go figure. All right, and they're both lawyers. Okay, so anyway, I think they're both lawyers. Anyway, so I know Harry is, okay? So that's going on here. Lisa's yelling at everybody, okay, in her kitchen, okay? And you know, complained to Herbert about her problems, about how she's going to get Michelle Obama. She can't get Michelle Obama to be in her documentary. Okay, the kids are in the kitchen. Okay, and of course, beta male Herbert is insecure about himself. He's like, do I look cool? Huh? Because I'm trying to look cool. See how I unbutton the top buttons on my shirt? Okay, am I cool? Do you think I look cool? I'm cool. Like that, okay? Like the piece of shit fucking pussy that he is. All right? He's like, you know, he's still concerned about appearing cool. Daddy's very cool, aren't I? Like that, okay? It's a fucking disgusting. All the men on the show are like this, by the way, not just him. Okay, so there's going to be a cocktail party for his campaign at this restaurant called the Red Rooster, which does not allow white people in there. Okay, it's an all-black restaurant because those are legal in New York. Herbert's campaign manager, his name is Chauncey. We don't see him yet, but his name is Chauncey, which. Why did it have to be that name? Why did it have to be that name? But that's a personal story, and I ain't gonna talk about that here. Okay, anyway, moving right along. Okay, there's a collector's item black girl doll there, okay? There's a doll, okay, like a doll, like a little girl would have. A doll, handcrafted doll. This isn't like something you buy at the store, okay? Of a black girl, okay? And the doll's name, it's a collector's item apparently. The doll's name is Eugenia. Why, Eugenia, why, I don't fucking know, and I don't care. Okay, anyway, so Herbert tells Lisa that she needs to stick up for her vision. Like I said, she's been complaining about her documentary, okay? And Herbert tells her, hey, listen, okay, your documentary was not about Michelle Obama. Your documentary is about the unsung, unknown women from Black History Month, like every single day in this house, right? So you need to stick up for yourself and tell those PBS producers that you're not going to change your documentary for them, okay? That Either they accept your documentary the way it is or not, or they don't, you know? Now, she's been working on this documentary for 5 or 6 years, and she hasn't gotten paid yet. But like I said, she bosses everyone in that house because Herbert's the one that actually pays the bills for their luxury multi-million-dollar apartment, the multi-million-dollar private schools that their kids go to, all that shit, okay? He pays for everything, but he has no authority in his own household. His wife and everyone else tells him what to do, okay? So that's going on here, okay? And of course, Lisa's son shows up late for dinner, and she berates him. Don't give me that attitude. You better get dressed, and you got 10 minutes to get showered, come down here and have dinner with us. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, that kind of thing, you know? Because even the boys get treated like shit by the women. Even the young boys get treated like shit by the women on the show. Okay, next scene, Carrie arrives for a ballet recital, okay, downtown New York, okay? It's the same museum, whatever, from fucking Ghostbusters. Remember Ghostbusters? Remember that scene where Sigourney Weaver was there with Bill Murray, and she was talking to that other guy, okay? Remember he does that stupid dance, okay, with his one foot hopping up and down? Okay, well, that's where this is, okay? I recognized it, okay? So that's where they have their conversation. Carrie arrives for this ballet recital that Lily forced her mom to go to, even though her mom's not going to show up. Okay, so, and the reason Lily did that is because she has the hots for some fucking gay ballet dancer that's in this recital that they're going to watch. Okay, so Anthony, and Anthony, of course, Anthony, Charlotte's best gay friend, arrives with his boyfriend, big dicked Italian guy, Giuseppe. I'm not making that up. That's the whole point from the last season, was that Anthony gets a fucking big dick fucking Italian guy. Okay. So that's going on here, and they arrive, okay, for this stupid ballet recital, okay, and he's singing the theme to That Girl, okay. He's singing that girl. Now, I'm actually old enough to know what the fuck he's talking about, all right? That Girl. I know you kids out there don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Okay, That Girl. I watched That Girl because my older brother and my cousin, when we were little kids, they would show reruns of this in the summer, okay? Like during the day, we would watch TV all day and stuff, you know? Like at 1 o'clock or something, like, you know, on public, not on public broadcast, but on like syndicated broadcasting, you know? They would show all these old TV shows, like Love American Style and I Love Lucy and Courtship of Eddie's Father and Bewitched and all that kind of shit. They would show that like in the afternoon, Monday through Friday, okay? And sometimes we would sit there and we would watch. I remember myself watching the Richard Simmons show, okay, when I was a little kid, all right? Like, I had no idea what gay people were. And one of the shows that was on that line up there was That Girl. Okay, now That Girl was a show starring Marlo Thomas that came out in the late 60s. And basically, it was very nuanced at the time. Okay, now Marlo Thomas is married to Phil Donahue. Okay, I think one of them passed away recently. I think Marlo Thomas is still alive. I think Phil Donahue passed away. I'm not really sure. I know they're really fucking old. They've been married forever. Okay, but Marlo Thomas is the daughter of Danny Thomas, who was a famous actor and comedian in the 1950s. He worked with Desilu Studios. He worked with Lucy. In fact, Desi Arnaz and Lucy produced his sitcom called The Danny Thomas Show. They even guest starred in some episodes of The Danny Thomas Show. All right, so he was a sitcom star slash comedian. His daughter also grew up and became a sitcom star, and her sitcom was called That Girl. Okay, and That Girl was about this woman who, oh my God, taboo, lived in a big city. I think it was New York. Okay, and she worked all these crazy temp jobs and stuff. Okay, but she lived with her boyfriend, and they were not married. Okay, which was really risque back. Yeah, I mean, this is the late 60s. Okay, it was very risque to do that. Okay, the public standards boards that they had on TV, you couldn't fucking do shit like that. So they were really pushing the envelope. Okay, this is around the time that, you know, I think like a year or two later, it was when Mary Tyler Moore's show first appeared, and that was all fucking feminist bullshit right there. A woman living on her own in her 30s, not married, no kids, has no desire to get married, has no desire to have children, just wants a career, just wants to be a boss bitch, you know, and rise to the top of the corporate ladder, that kind of thing, okay? This is where all that shit came from, okay? It was shows like Mary Tyler Moore's show and That Girl that really promoted that message, just like this fucking piece of shit show promotes their own message, okay? So that's the importance of That Girl, and I'm pretty sure the gay motherfucker, Michael Patrick Queen, probably grew up watching fucking That Girl and the Mary Tyler Moore show, and he was wishing that he had a fucking pussy and could throw his fucking hat up in the fucking air as well and live with his fucking boyfriend and not be married, because gay marriage wasn't fucking legal back then. I'm pretty sure that's what he was thinking about. And that's why they put that in the show. All right, yes, Marlo Thomas, that girl. All right, yeah, it had this show called "Here Comes That." You know, Anthony can sing it better than me. I don't even remember the words. I just remember like kind of watching this show when I was a little kid. All right, I watched a few. I never watched the whole series. I watched a few episodes. That was it. I was mostly into Robotech, Transformers, and Voltron. I was waiting for the cartoons to come on. All right, anyway, moving right along. So that all happens here. Okay. Okay, now Anthony does not know that Carrie and Aiden are split up right now. He calls him Paul Bunyan. Okay, that they're separated. Okay, he doesn't know about the whole 5-year separation they agreed to. Okay, and he keeps pestering her, and she does not want to talk about it. She does not want to talk about Aiden. He keeps pestering her. What do you mean? What do you mean you're separated? Well, when's he coming back? Well, I don't know. He doesn't know when he's. Well, what do you mean you don't? He doesn't know when he's coming back. You know, that kind of stuff. He won't let it go. Okay. Now Lily and Rock. Okay, Lily Rock. You know, New Kid on the Block. Don't want to be part of the flock. R-O-C-K Rock. R-O-C-K Rock. Rock. Yeah, that piece of shit that should have been aborted. She's there with her adopted Asian sister Lily. They show up. Okay, and they tell Charlotte. They tell them that Charlotte, their mom, is not going to show up for this recital. Okay, because she's too busy finding a doggy daycare for her precious little dog. Her dog, Richard Burton's her dog's name, Pitbull. That she loves her dog more than she loves her fucking family, and that's true. Okay, and so Rock refuses to hug her gunkle Anthony. All right, so they're at that stupid ass recital. Okay, the auditorium, of course, is practically empty. Anthony keeps pestering Carrie about Aiden. Okay, and she does not want to talk. He's got to speak over his boyfriend Giuseppe and get past his big dick to talk to fucking to talk to Carrie. Okay, but she does not want to talk about it. Change the subject. She tells him it's complicated. Okay, it's family stuff. Okay, it's his thing, and then there's my thing, and we'll figure it out. Those are the fucking those are the key words that she uses there. All right. Okay, and Carrie mentions to Giuseppe that she doesn't write anymore. She hasn't even opened up her laptop in weeks. Okay, she doesn't write anymore. She sits in her fucking empty giant fucking house that was paid for by her dead husband, who she murdered's money. Okay. Then the gay ballet show starts. Okay, and of course the guy that fucking Lily has the hot spot, I mean, she's practically fingering herself right there in the auditorium. Okay, is a guy with a fucking camel toe. I'm not making that up. Okay, he's got a fucking camel toe. Look at the fucking thing. You're supposed to convince me that he's straight? Are you out of your fucking mind? Okay, does anyone in this show know what a fucking straight guy is? Because it doesn't seem to me that they do. All right, so that's going on here. Okay, it's a very gay ballet. Okay. What do you call it? Even Anthony uses the words Mr. Nude Illusion, Mr. Camel Toe. Okay, Lily, of course, gets turned on by this gay shit bill. Of course, you know, we all know that straight women just love watching fucking men fuck each other in the ass. Okay, that's what every straight woman wants. That's why they watch the show. Okay. Next scene, Charlotte, okay, dressed up like Mary Poppins, like she always is, wearing fucking hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of clothes, the ugly clothes, by the way, that were bought for her by her piece of shit beta male soy boy husband, fucking Harry, who pays for everything, okay, that she does not respect. Okay, she shows up at the fucking doggy daycare. Of course, it's the gay guy working at the counter because everybody there is gay. He only says two things. Oh no. You know, she says, I have an issue. Oh no. Okay, I need to find a doggy daycare. Oh no. She's like, you know, and this is my dog. And he's like, oh no. What do you mean? And then apparently the dog Peanut, the dog that was abused by the pit bull, who by the way is not Richard Burton, it's a different dog, but the owner doesn't know that. Okay, also goes to that doggy daycare. So he says, oh no. And then Charlotte's like, well, don't you want to hear my side of the story? He's like, oh no. You know, that kind of thing. So there's a whole scene for this stupid ass thing. She loves this fucking dog, this piece of shit dog that she named after fucking one of Liz Taylor's ex-husbands. Okay, she loves that fucking dog more than she loves her husband or her fucking kids. It's a fucking disgusting piece of shit. All right, okay, and I'm losing my shit. Okay, I'm gonna stop my review right here. I'll be back shortly to continue my review of Been Just Like Crap. I thank you very much for watching this long. I'll see you soon on the next one. Bye.